Welcome back. We're here with Lori Pedig. She's helping us get some gingerbread houses put together here, and we're working with the dough now. We've gotten all our ingredients incorporated.
Yes.
And so now what do we do?
This point here is we're going to try to make it more like a bread dough. We want it pliable but not sticky, but you don't want it too stiff that when you roll it out, it likes to crack. So we're just going to add a little bit of flour and we're going to work it on the table.
Okay.
Let's see what we got here. If you feel on the inside it's still pretty sticky, go ahead and add some flour to it, and then I want you to knead it like you would bread. There you go. Perfect. And just start incorporating all of it together. And it's going to look white right now with the flour, but once we work that all in, it's going to turn back into our nice dark dough again. Now this gingerbread house recipe is going to make 3 houses that will be able to, if you got a couple kids, you only have to do this recipe once. You'll have enough pieces for everybody. All right, how's it feeling?
Kids will really enjoy this.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Let me feel one of the doughs here. Oh, that's perfect. Where you touch it, it doesn't stick to your
Mine's
hands.
perfect, Tam.
It's not sticking to the counter. Okay, let's feel
Okay, I'll
Tam's.
see the.
Okay, make sure.
Perfect also.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Now, Sonia, what I'm going to have
tight.
you do, let's combine the 2 doughs. Mix them all together there.
All right. Wow.
Wonderful. And then if you keep it lightly floured, that'll just keep it from sticking to the counter. Because as it sits and as it gets warm, it will get sticky again. Now the great thing about this recipe is you do not have to make the gingerbread houses right away. You can refrigerate it. It can last up to 2 weeks in the refrigerator as long as you wrap it in saran wrap. And all you have to do is let it sit out to get to room temperature before you work with it. So if you've got an afternoon to make it, but you don't want to make the houses till the kids come home from school, pop it in the fridge. It'll be perfectly fine for up to a week or 2.
Oh my gosh.
That would be good.
All right, we're ready to start making houses.
Okay, all right.
We're actually going to take the regular cookie sheet and turn it backwards. So we have got a flat working surface, and when we cut out the pieces, we just leave them right on here. Pop it in the oven, and you're ready to go.
Oh.
That way you don't have to transfer your pieces or change the position of them. So you guys both. There's some for you. You know, let's get you a little bit more here. And some for you.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is go ahead and put it down on the cookie sheet, and then we're just going to spread it out a little bit on its own. So when you roll it, it'll go along with the cookie sheet shape.
Okay.
Perfect. Now, the rolling pin will stick to the dough if you don't flour your surface first. So go ahead and put a little sprinkle of flour on top of your gingerbread.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. And then just kind of spread it out. And you can roll.
This sucker really isn't moving. That's a good tip.
I hate it when they're sliding all over the place.
That is very good.
Now, when it comes to rolling out the dough, you want the dough to be about 1/4 of an inch thick, similar to what a pie crust would be. You're gonna have a little bit more to go. You should be able to fill the whole top of the cookie sheet with the pie or with the gingerbread
I just
crust.
wanted to give it to Tam. She was getting jealous that I had, that I had the rolling pin. And she was
hogging the whole rolling
was
pin.
pinless.
I should have brought 2. All right.
Good work, Tam.
Look at that.
Tam's looks quite lovely.
You could go pro.
All right, Sonia, let's see if you can match hers.
I don't know. She had the mojo. How'd you get yours to make like a rectangle
It's
so
a
nice?
secret.
I know.
That looks lovely.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yay.
All right.
Now, Sonia, I'm going to have you just take a lightly dusted flour, sprinkle it over
Okay.
the top of yours, and actually use your fingers. That'll be
All right.
better. So you don't get quite so much. All right, spread it out, and you've got enough on your
I have enough?
gingerbread.
Okay.
Yeah. And now it's time to go ahead and cut out our pieces. I'm going to grab the stencils, and I'll get the paring knife, and we'll be ready to go.
Okay. While she's getting that, we're going to go to Quick and Easy Cooking with Kayla Westergaard from the Iowa Egg Council.
If you're looking for a recipe that'll please a crowd and your family, look no further. Today we're going to be making apple cinnamon strata. The ingredients you'll need are 8 eggs, a loaf of cinnamon raisin bread cubed, 2 cups of milk, 21 ounces of apple pie filling, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of sliced almonds, and ground cinnamon and powdered sugar to taste. So the first step in the apple strata is taking the bread, cubed pieces, and lining your 9 by 13 inch baking dish with those. Take your 8 lightly beaten eggs and pour that into the bowl, as well as your 2 cups of milk. And then carefully pour your apple mixture in there as well. That cinnamon smells great. And mix those ingredients really well. Touch it off with your 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and you're ready to go. Next, you're going to want to carefully pour your apple mixture into the dish. Sprinkle with the rest of your almonds. And then cover with plastic wrap and chill for 2 to 24 hours. Now this recipe bakes at 325 degrees for 50 minutes. Right after the break, our finished apple cinnamon strata. Apple cinnamon strata. The preparation's easy, the ingredients are easy, and of course, eating's easy too.
We're back with Lori Pedic making our gingerbread houses, and so now what do?
Now that we've got the pieces or the gingerbread all rolled out, it's time to cut out our pieces for the houses. On the website, we're going to have available the actual patterns that we're going to use. What I've done with mine is I've just cut them out to a piece of cardboard and I've had them laminated, and then I cut around them. This will keep it from sticking to the gingerbread. Plus, I've used these for 3 years now, and they're as good as the first day I did them. We're going to try to get as many onto the cookie sheet as we can. So just kind of feel and see what's going to be the best. Maybe
Yeah,
4
4.
will be great.
Okay.
When you're doing the pieces, you don't want them right close together because of the baking soda. The squares are going to go ahead and rise, and if they rise too close together, they'll stick. So you want to make sure you leave at least a 1/2 inch or a 1/4 of an inch in between. And you are just using your paring knife to cut around. And Sonia, I'm going to have you work with the roof or the triangle pieces or the front and back. So try to get as many as you can.
Ooh. Gonna have to apply some geometry here.
You might have to.
Okay.
Get back sophomore year of high school. How many can you fit?
I guess 4.
And how,
think?
how close to the edge should I be?
You know, just as long as there's gingerbread there. It
Okay.
doesn't matter how close
Okay.
to the edge you are.
All right. So do I peel away then?
You absolutely
The
do. Go ahead and
outside
peel the
edge.
pieces off from around there. And that gingerbread that we peel off, you can knead that back together, and we will go ahead and use that again. If you use the tip of your paring knife, it'll help pop it up off the
Okay.
cookie sheet.
Oh.
And here's another lesson in if you have a preschooler, shapes.
Yes.
I have a preschooler, it's the kind of stuff that pops into my head.
So Lori, how many gingerbread houses would you say you've made over the years?
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I've done
Really?
anywhere between, well, I've been doing them for about 14 years.
Wow.
I started in 4th grade. That was the first house I ever made.
4th
And
grade.
Which makes her younger than us.
Just a bit.
Every year it's just gotten a little more extensive. When I was that young, I made a lot of them out of graham crackers, and I'd be going through the kitchen cupboards trying to stick stuff together. And my parents,
That's the most common kind, I think,
yes,
isn't it?
yes.
The graham
and my
cracker.
parents just nodded and said, she's doing it again. Every year I came up with something new.
Isn't that fun? Your parents let you go though, and
Yeah,
be creative. And I
definitely.
think that's something all parents need to remember: is encourage creativity, even if it's a short time mess. Just let them go.
Yep. So now that we've got our pieces here, they're ready to go in the oven. We
Okay.
pop them in the oven for
All right.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
You do want to watch them. About 8 minutes in, you want to make sure that the edges aren't getting too brown. If you've
How do you
rolled-
know if they're too brown? It's brown.
It is brown, but they will start to burn.
Maybe they'll look black. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you have an area that's rolled a little thinner than
Yes.
another side,
And
it
I
might
think
cook
I
a little
do.
bit faster.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay. That's what the frosting and the candy's for. You cover up all those
Ah,
imperfections.
okay.
So
Yeah.
we pop these in the oven. We bake them for 8 to 10 minutes. You just want to watch them, and then you'll be ready to go.
Okay.
All right, well, let's put these in the oven and then we'll come right back.